Hi everyone, it is Beth with Flying by the Seat of My Plants, and I am in my garden, my in-ground garden, where all my tomatoes are, and everything just looks beautiful. Um, and the squash I planted in my last video, I said it's in my in-ground garden, and when I say in-ground, it meaning there's no raised beds in here. And I think I have to put more the groundhog's back. He's not eating my plants because I'm putting the cayenne pepper, sprinkling it on the leaves, and so far he's left that all alone. And I do have a bird feeder, and he's been helping himself to the bird feed. And, in the beginning of the season, the groundhog was probably, just a tiny little baby. I don't know where his mother was. I don't know what happened. But anyhow, the groundhog is probably about this big now. And I think Abby, I think he's under the shed again because Abby right now is having a fit over there. Hey, Abby. Abby, come here. I think I need to sprinkle some stuff again over there. And the lavender. I thought I found the cure. I think every time I do something, it's like a temporary fix, and then, I don't know, they just come back again. So, anyhow, the reason why I'm in my in-ground garden is there was someone in our Facebook group, Flying by the Seat of My Plants, and in regards to a beefsteak tomato that just is not the size of a beefsteak tomato. And a couple possibilities. It could be that it's not a beefsteak. It could be a different type of tomato. Or it is a beefsteak, and I've had that happen. In fact, I have one tomato in my garden that was gifted to me, and it is the giant Belgium. So from what I understand, that can go up to 5 pounds. Right now, these are not very big. The plant itself has not grown very much compared to all the other tomatoes in my garden. Everything is doing great. And, I mean, the plant looks healthy. So today, when that question came up, right away I'm thinking about this tomato plant in my garden. And, I brought up, especially for next year, because I did have issues, not last year, but the year before, right after I put this fence up around the garden, and we did use cement, and there was powder that was in different areas that got into the garden. My thought was, probably change the pH, whatever, because that year that we put the fence up, I had my San Marzanos in that area, and none of them did well at all. I think the highest any one plant, tomato plant, was maybe just a little over 2 feet, maybe 3 feet, and it just didn't do well. Right now I got a bunch of San Marzanos over on the other side of my garden that are probably about 4 foot right now and getting loaded with tomatoes. But now that I went ahead and amended the soil where that was, these tomatoes are doing pretty good in that area that 2 years ago were not doing well. So the big thing is, yes, I fertilize my tomatoes. I add amendments to the soil. So I'm going to go ahead and concentrate on this tomato because I've never had a 5-pound tomato. I don't know if I'll get up to 5 pounds, but I'd like to get over 2 pounds. So today I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do with this, and I'm going to give it a little bit extra loving care. And so I have, this is the fish fertilizer. It's Organic Neptune's Harvest Fish Fertilizer. So I went ahead and I had, it's an older bottle of, this is distilled water. And the main thing is it doesn't have any chlorine in it. And you can fill up a bucket of water. Let's say if you live in an area where you do have chlorine in your water, you could fill up a 5-gallon bucket, let it sit for a couple days. That chlorine will evaporate out of there. So the main point of talking about that is you do not want to add, like the worm castings or an organic fish fertilizer to water with chlorine in it, because the chlorine is going to destroy it. So you're defeating the whole purpose of it. So the other thing is I do have a filter that I purchased, and that will take out chlorine and all different kinds of things that's in the water. So when you're adding organic matter, make sure it doesn't have the chlorine in it. So the other thing I still have my worm castings. So when I planted the tomatoes, I put worm castings in all the holes and a slow release fertilizer, and then probably every 2 to 3 weeks I do fertilize my tomatoes. And one thing you don't want to over fertilize, I have used Miracle-Gro in the garden, which has been doing wonderful. I've also used different organic fertilizers. And right now, I got to show you some of the tomatoes. They're getting huge. The one pineapple, that might be, I'm going to say it's going to go over a pound. But anyhow, let's get back to the giant Belgium. So this plant right now is probably just a little over 2 feet high. The tomatoes are not big at all. So I got my little trowel thing here, and I'm going to go ahead and loose up the dirt around the tomato plant, and I'm going to work in some worm castings, probably a couple handfuls, and then water with this fertilizer. And you mix this into your water. You don't do direct, just straight from the jug. Just follow the directions, the instructions on this. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera so you can see this tomato plant, and I'll keep bringing you back to see how it does once we, I'm going to keep doing this probably with these worm casting and the Neptune's Harvest fish fertilizer. I'm going to say at least once a week. I don't know, maybe right now, maybe I'll do, for this particular plant, maybe every 3 or 4 days with the organic. I'm not going to do like Miracle-Gro on that often. I could actually kill it by doing that. So anyhow, all right, I'm going to change the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I think you could see this. So this is the giant Belgium tomato plant, and I'm just going to get in here and rough up the soil, kind of aerating it. Not getting right on top of the roots or anything, but then I'm going to grab a couple handfuls of worm castings. And then I'm going to work that in. Hope you can see that. And this is all organic, so I don't think I can overdo this right now. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is water it in with deep fish fertilizer. Deep watering. And because right now, I don't know if you can see the tomatoes on here, but they're not really all that large. They're pretty small. So we'll see what happens. But I thought, you know, I'm going to put the action instead of just my words, because, you know, you want to check the, you know, do a soil sample if you're struggling with different things in your garden and you're doing all the right stuff, but it still isn't growing the way it should. It could be you're missing some really good stuff in your soil, and there's like 3 different places right around in my area that you can do soil tests and send your soil in, and they will come back and tell you exactly what you need to add to your garden, what it's missing or too much of. So let's see what happens with this tomato. And this one back here, there's another one over here. I'm going to go ahead and, because he's kind of not real big either. And that's a Cherokee purple. So I'm going to add some worm castings to that one. And I'm going to work it in. And then I'm going to do this fish fertilizer. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with this. And then I am going to go ahead and start harvesting a bunch of stuff today. And I'll kind of take you through that. And I have to do some preserving. And I'll just show you a couple things. So that tomato right here, that is the pineapple. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to get around my squash here, so you can get an idea how big that is. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. It's huge. Okay. Everything's beautiful. Let me swing this around and I'll show you my black beauties in here. There's the black beauties. They're doing wonderful. Just everything is doing wonderful. The okra, kind of move this around. All these tomatoes. That's my Paul Robeson tomatoes. Just everything's gorgeous in here. Here's that squash. And I found a couple tiny, you know, where the fruit is starting. And it does look like it's either butternut squash or honey nut. I don't know if I can find one in here. Okay, see if I can lift this one up. If you could see it. There's a squash right there. So it's either honey nut or butternut. Okay, this is a little oversized here. That is beautiful. A little big, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I have that. So I'm gonna also pick some of my cherry tomatoes. A lot of them are getting ripe. These are the black cherries. You kind of squeeze them to show that they have a little give to it, so you know they're ready. Oh my gosh, these are so delicious. What are you getting into? Abby. Okay, those were the sun gold, so I'm gonna see what else I got over here. Okay, this one here is the Tropical Sunset. Oops, I just go the wrong way. Isn't that gorgeous? I think those are just gorgeous. Some of you probably saying, well, what about the taste? Okay. It's a little sweet, not as sweet as sun gold, but it's tasty. Okay, let's see what else is ready over here. I think that's it. So now I'm going to go buy my peppers. Okay, so here's the Sugar Rush Peach. These, I guess, can get pretty hot. These are not ready to pick. You want to wait until these turn to a peach color. So when these get ripe, my plan for these is to make a peach jelly. So I'm glad they're not ready because I have a bunch of other stuff I gotta get done. as far as cooking and preserving. And corn's right behind me. The corn is getting the tassels on it. I don't see any. Oh, well, it looks like corn is starting to form. So hopefully, here, let me turn this around. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but there's an ear of corn starting right there. That is the Cubanelle. And I got more in here, but I just don't want to pick them yet because they still need to get bigger. But I do have more other places where I have Cubanelle peppers, so I'll be taking you over there. Okay, and here I have some blueberry cherry tomatoes that are ready. So they get blue on top, and there's a little red on the bottom. And when you squeeze them, it has a little bit of give to it. So those are ready. You want to check the bottom to see, like this one. Oh no, there's a bee. This one, of course, is not ready. Well, that's ready. And the sun gold, you don't want it to go too long because they will split if you let them go too long. So let's go on to the next one. Okay, and over here I have, this is Tropical Sunset. Just gorgeous. These tomatoes, cherry tomatoes that I'm showing you, go in my garden every year because I just think they're beautiful, they're tasty. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so here I am by my cucumbers, and you notice these leaves, these are not diseased. This is because I've been putting cayenne pepper powder to keep the groundhog from eating my plants, and that's what's going to happen. So the plants are okay. But here I have my cucumbers, and this will be my first cucumber for the season. These are the Market Moore 76. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, that's Sugar Rush Peach, not ready. You want to wait until they turn peach. But I do have eggplant in here that is going to be picked today. Because now that I have my yellow squash, I want to make that casserole. And I have peppers, which I add to the casserole as well. So. And I use the scissors, especially for eggplant, because it's got little pricklies on there, which hurt. Okay, let's see what else I have in here. Gorgeous. Fully ripe Jimmy Nardello. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that beautiful, beautiful harvest that I got. And I am going to be making that casserole, so I'm going to do a separate video on that. And all the peppers. Look how gorgeous they are. Cubanelle. The eggplant, everything. The Jimmy Nardello. I'm going to grow this again. This is delicious. It's not hot. Somebody said that it does have the taste like an apple flavor to it. I have to agree with that. You want to wait until it gets fully ripe. Mmm. Oh my gosh. Now this here is a sweet paprika, so I'm going to dehydrate this. Jimmy Nardello pepper. Definitely growing it again next year. I'm going to have that in my plant sale too. If you haven't tried that, this is my first year trying it, and it's delicious. And on my cherry tomatoes. So anyhow, very, very good harvest today. My very first cucumber I'm excited about. So that's it for now, and I'll bring you back later when I get this all cleaned up, and I'll be posting another video with that recipe with the veggie casserole that I do. It's so easy. And then I'll keep you updated on that tomato and how it's doing, and hopefully what I'm doing will work and get it back on track. And we still have plenty of time in the growing season, and hopefully all your gardens are doing wonderful. And I guess that's it for now, and I will talk to you on the next one. All right, have a great day. Bye.